What's up, bro?
Bro, it was weird seeing you play games, man.
I know. I felt we were playing a game. I was like, I gotta read instead. I
Dude, like
felt
I
bad
could
for not
see
reading.
I could see your face for a minute. I'm like I mean, I get it. Every once in a while, you need a break, to
Right.
have YouTube time. But like, we've been getting so good into this, and crazy shit's been going on,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna read till 11. It's a
that's
little bit
fun,
after
bro.
10, so I'm gonna read for. But welcome in, ma'am. How are you?
I can
Good.
mute
How are
my.
you doing?
Good. Getting ready to take a little puff here, and then we'll start reading. Yeah, that was a decent show tonight. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but I wanted to read. I miss reading. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay,
I'm not going to lie.
let's
Puff,
get
puff,
these
give.
let's get these likes up here quick.
Yeah.
Get these likes up.
All right. Oh.
For everyone new in here, we're on
All right.
book two of Enoch.
Hey, Miss Nina, how are you, man? Been a minute.
Ha!
Oh, so we're
Dude,
finally
it's
into
been an
book two of
adventure.
the Hazard. I gotta grab my soda. Hold on.
Yeah, for everyone that has been in here, we just finished Book of Enoch, the first one, and we're on the second one.
Okay, we are back. A long time no see. Yeah. So anyway, guys, we were on chapter 16 last night. Is where we stopped off. Okay. Um, let's see. I wonder if Bear Reaper is busy because usually he's a part of this. I want to make sure. Tattoo, can you send out one to Bear Reaper? Make sure he gets an invite.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Either you or Nina, one of you guys,
I just
send
sent
out
it
to
to
him.
him. I just sent it to him.
Awesome. Cool, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for all those likes, bro. I appreciate that so
Yeah,
much.
I got you, bro. I got you.
So anyway, we're in chapter 16 of the Book of Enoch. It's kind of running over what we read in the first book, which you're going to notice in the Book of Enoch. It repeats itself a little bit, and it gets kind of ugh. Anyways, he says those men, but he's talking about angels that took him up. It says, those men showed me the other course, that of the moon, the 12 great gates, crowned of the west and east, by which the moon goes in and out as customary times. It goes at the first gate to the western plates of the sun, by the first gates with the 31 days, exactly by the second gates and the 31 days. So every month is supposed to be 31 days, not 30. Yeah. So exactly by the third, if you guys can do me a favor and share this out to everybody, I'd appreciate it too. Because there's a lot of folks who usually like to be here and they don't get to show up because I don't always get to invite everybody. Uh, so this is exactly by the third of the 30 days, exactly by the fourth of with the 30 days exactly, and the fifth with the 31 days, exactly by the sixth of the 31 days. This is a bunch of days. This is the stuff that throws me off. The boring stuff because I don't like all the numbers, but they're important. And it says by the sixth and with the seventh 7 days, exactly by the seventh day, the 30 days exactly. So it's basically telling us how many days. And by the eighth and by the 31 days perfectly, by the ninth and the 31 days exactly, by the 10th and the 30 was good Lord. By the 30 days perfectly, by the 11th day, 31 days exactly, and by the 12th and 28th days exactly, the leap years, whatever, it goes through the western gates and is ordered to number of eastern and accomplishes the 365 days and a quarter days of the solar year. So in the lunar year, it has 354, and they are wanting to 12 days in the solar circles. So the angels are explaining it to him. Wow, I couldn't imagine being Enoch, like sitting there trying to listen to this and like take all of it in and like count it all up and add. He must have been a smart guy, dude. Oh, that's nuts. You guys come up, grab a box and say hey and read with us if you ain't doing nothing. We always have a good crowd in here, and then we ask lots of questions and figure things out. And so you guys feel free to come up and hang out, man.
It's interesting to hear like that he's like trying to like explain it to us, like and decipher everything and like break it down so that we understand.
Yeah. And you notice that with Enoch and this book, I've learned this book is, man, I'm going to be honest with you. This book has really opened my mind a lot. Like the other night when we read a few things, I went upstairs and the very next morning, I couldn't wait for my wife to wake up so I could be like, babe, you won't believe what I read. Oh my goodness. You know what I mean? I couldn't wait to tell her. Anyway, this is, okay, this is thus to the great circle contains the 532 years, and the quarter of a day is omitted for 3 years, and the fourth fulfills it exactly. Therefore, they are taken outside of the heaven for the 3 years, and they are added onto the 64 numbered of days because they change at the time of the years. 2 months towards the completion, towards the dominion. Wow. The diminution. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Towards the diminution, and when the western gates are finished, it returns and goes to the eastern lights and goes to the days. They're repeating everything we read in the first book. Why? I guess it's important. It says it goes in night and day heavenly circles, lower in the circles and swifter in the heavenly winds, and the spirits of elements of angels flying each other has 6 wings, and in a sevenfold course in the 19 years. Okay, end of chapter 16. I hope there's not more of that. Okay, this is in the midst of the heavens I saw armed, excuse me, in the midst of the heaven I saw armed soldiers serving the Lord with the tympana and the organs of the incessant voice. Oh, okay, incessant voice, and the sweet voice with the sweet incessant voice, and the various singing, which it is impossible to describe. So this singing was like so beautiful, like you could not describe it. Guys, give me a second. I don't know if y'all are spiritual, but I just realized something. I got to pray for a quick second because I forgot to pray before I went live. So give me just one second. Hold on.
Hey, pray with us.
Amen. I'll be honest with you. When I have more of a nerve, I will. When I have more of a nerve, I will. I'll be honest with you.
I know, me too. I don't like to pray.
Praying's kind of my private thing with God. That's kind of my little own private thing. It's the only thing I kind of had to myself in my life, and that's kind of how I keep it. You know? So, anyway, it says, in the midst of the heavens I saw armed soldiers serving the Lord with the tympana of the organs of the sweetest music. So it says, and to describe, and which the astonishes of every mind, and so wonderful and marvelous is the singing of the angels, it was delighted listening to it. So, yeah, now he's describing stuff that he's seen in heaven, finally. This is the stuff that I like. What do we got here? Scout. What's going on, Scout? Whatever that says, yeah. I don't know if he came up or not. We'll find out. But anyway, chapter 18. And the men took me up to the fifth heaven and placed me there, where I saw many of the countless soldiers called Grigori. This is where okay, listen. This shit's going to come in handy. The Grigori, the Anunnaki, these are going to be names of races of the aliens that the government is about to announce. Keep that in mind. Anunnaki, Grigori. Keep that shit in mind. Called the Grigori, and the human appearance of their size was greater than half the great giants, and their faces withered, and with the silence of their mouths perpetual. Let me read it again. Gregory of the human appearance, and their size was greater than that of the giants, which their faces withheld the silence of their mouths perpetual, and there was no service on the fifth heaven, and said to the men who were with me, wherefore are these very, very arid, and their faces. Boy, this is wow, some weird shit. I can't read all this like shit. Sorry. Wherefore are these? I got rid of arid. Okay, so wherefore art these very arid with their faces melancholy and their mouths silent? Wherefore is the no service on this heaven? Okay, so sorry, I had to read that slowly to myself so I can make sure I interpret that right to you guys. So these things, like he's not saying they're ugly, but he's saying they're different looking, alien. They're demons. They're not aliens. They're demons. He's explaining it. Wow. And it says they had no service in heaven. Wow. It says they are the Grigori, who is their prince. Satan, rejected the Lord of light, and after them they are those who are held in great darkness, and the ones of heaven, and the three of them who went down to the earth from the Lord's throne to the place Ermin, and broke through their vows, and the soldier of the hill Ermin, and saw the daughters of the men, how good they are. Do me a favor. Look up Mount Ermin for me. Somebody, if you don't mind.
Mountain Herman?
Ermin, E-R-M-O-N. Mount Ermin.
Mount Herman, all right.
Mm-hmm. Look up its location and what it's for. Egypt is in America.
It keeps saying Herman instead of Ermin.
It's E-R-M-O-N. Hill Ermin. Hill Ermin. That's what it says. Which be a mountain. A massive mountain. It could be. So this is where the fallen angels descended to.
What did you say? E-R-M-O-N?
E-R-M-O-N. Look up the biblical term of hill.
Yeah, I keep
H-I-L-L, like a hill, Ermin.
Yeah, I keep getting Mount Herman.
Okay, that's what it's called now, but it was called Ermin back in the day.
Oh yeah,
okay,
it's not popping. It's not popping up as Mount Herman. It's just popping up as Mount Herman.
Now, can you read to me what the story is of it?
Let me look.
Because I want to get the modern story before I read the old story. I want to see what Google says. That's what I love about this, because I want to see how much mankind technology distorts it, if at all.
I sent it to you, bro.
I don't know what's happening.
He's looking at. I sent it to him. He's looking at it quick. I sent it to him. He's looking at it quick.
Fallen angels at all. It doesn't mention the fallen angels at all.
No.
Like, at all. Like, that's crazy. Okay. So it says Mount Ermin, where they broke through their vows in the shoulder of the hill Ermin, and saw the daughters of men and how good they are, and took themselves wives, and befouled the earth with their deeds, who in all times in their age made lawlessness and mixing, and the giants are the born of the marvelous big men and great enmity, and therefore God judged them with the great judgment, and they weep and their brethren, and they will be punished on the Lord's great day. And I said to the Gregory, I saw your brethren and their works and their great torments, and I prayed for them. But the Lord has condemned them to be under earth till the existing heaven, and the other shall end forever. So right there, God, wow. It's saying God placed those giants in the earth. Those 450. Look, back in the day, they measured in cubits. These giant Nephilim, the very first Nephilim, the number ones, they stood 300 cubits and taller. That's what it says. 300 cubits in those times was 450 foot to 500 feet tall. Skyscraper, mountainous like beings. Yes. So, it says, and I said, wherefore do you wait, brethren, and do not serve before the Lord's face, and have not put your service before the Lord's face, lest your anger and the Lord's utterly, and they listened in my and they listened to my admonition. Okay, they listened to my admonition and spoke to the four ranks in the heavens, and lo, as I stood with those and two men, four trumpets, and it trumpeted together with a great voice. So what he just said was, Enoch stood there with the giants and pretty much said, look, y'all ain't getting into heaven. Plain and simple. That's all there is to it. So it says, and then the Gregory broke into song with one voice, and their voice went up before the Lord pitifully and affectedly. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Chapter 19. And thence those men took me and bore me upon the sixth heaven. Now we're seeing Enoch travel through the heavens, bro. Like he's gonna take us up to the trip to the 10 heavens. This is the trippy shit. This is what I couldn't wait to get into, honestly. Okay, so we got to keep going. We got a lot of ground to cover here tonight. I'm only reading to 11. So, and thence those men took me and bore me up into the sixth heaven, and there I saw 7 bands of angels, very bright and very glorious, and their faces were shining more than the sun shining, glistening, and there is no difference in their faces or behavior or the manner of their dress, and how they make these and these make the orders and learn the goings of the stars and the alteration of the moon and the revolution, the alteration of the moon and of the sun and the good government of the world. He's not talking about the actual government. He's talking about how the world works, like how the world works all together, the weather, the moon, the sun, the stars. That's what he's talking about, not the actual government. And when they see the evil doing, they make commandments they make commandments and instruction and sweet and loud singing and all the songs of praise. These are the archangels who are above the angels and measure all the life in heaven. And the earth of the angels who are appointed over the seasons. See, listen, the reason why angels have power over our weather is because what we have learned from the book of Enoch is the Nephilim, when they died, when they unalived here on earth, the Nephilim, their bodies were left in the mountains, but their spirits became disembodied spirits, demons. So they didn't have bodies to go into, and they couldn't hurt nobody physically. So what did they do? They became elements of the earth. like bad weather, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the earthquakes, all that bad shit, that's them still affecting our earth, but in spirit. And then, so the angels, God gave certain angels dominion over those demons here on earth. So they're allowed to do damage, but they're only allowed to do so much damage. That's why those angels intervene and keep the weather kind of controlled and kind of tame. They let it go for so long, but then they're like, okay, you've done enough, and then they shut it down. Pretty much. That's how this book reads, honestly. And that's just summing it up, like simplifying it. Like I could go through and explain the whole first book, but I'm not doing that again. But to sum it up, that's what it is. The demons control the weather. Angels control the demons if they go too far. Plain and simple. And Satan rules this earth right now. He's the prince of earth. So that's why bad shit happens. The Holy Spirit does intervene, but not like people want it to. And that's why people always blame God for everything. Let me get that straight. So, it says, these are the archangels who are above the angels and measure all the life in the heaven and on earth. And these angels are who appointed over the seasons and the years of those who are 65 over rivers in the sea and who are over the fruits of the earth, and the angels who are over every grass giving food and the tall and to all every living thing, and the angels who write all the souls of men and all the deeds and their lives before the Lord, before the Lord's face, in the midst of their 6 phoenixes, 6 cherubim, and 6 winged ones continually with one voice singing. One voice is not possible to describe their singing, and they rejoice before the Lord as his footstool. Because even his footstool sings. That is crazy. That is insane. His footstool sings. So it says, Enoch walks among the radiant hosts of angels, phoenixes, and cherubim. Celestial light surrounds them with the voices of rising songs and praise. I'm going to show you a picture of this, man. This is gnarly. Wow. This is gnarly, guys. Let me get that in there. Look at this. Could you imagine that? That's what he saw in heaven. That was his description. That is just wow. See that? I couldn't imagine that, man. Could not imagine it. Hello, how are you? So we're going into chapter 20. So it says, as those 2 men lifted me up and thence on to the 7th heaven, I saw there a very great light, and the fiery troops were the great archangels, incorporeal forces, and dominions, orders, and the governments of cherubim and the seraphim thrones, and the man-eyed ones, 9 regiments of the, these are weird words, Ionet, Ionit stations. Okay. The Ionic stations of light. Yep, right. Ion. Okay. The Ionic stations of light. I became afraid and began to tremble with the great terror. And those men took me and led me after them. Then said to me, "He have the courage, Enoch." He says, "Have courage, Enoch. Do not fear." And showed me the Lord from afar, sitting on his very high throne. For what is there on earth and heaven, since the Lord and his dwells there? So he was telling Enoch, as long as you know God's there on his throne, you have nothing to worry about. Amen. You can't put any better than that. Yeah. So anyway, this is on the 10th heaven. Here we go. On the 10th heaven, God in the Hebrew tongue, he is called Aravat. Look that up. Capital A. Make sure you use the capital Aravat. Aravat. Wow. This is what the angels called him in heaven. It says God in the Hebrew tongue, he is called Aravat, and all the heavenly troops would come and stand on the 10 steps according to their rank, and would bow down to the Lord, and they would again and their plate go in their place in the joy of felicity, singing songs in the boundless light of with the small and tender voices, gloriously serving him. Can somebody look up that name for me in the old Hebrew language? Just tell me what it says. It's capital Aravat. That just caught me so off.
A-R.
V or Aravat. V as in Victor.
A-R-V or A-V or A-R-V-A-T. Okay.
I want to know what Google calls it. What up, Jay? How are you, bro?
Right there.
My
Seems you guys
kid's
do
doing
when
the
you have
most.
the snack.
Oh, you're fine, man. How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the show.
Blessings, everybody.
So we're just finding out what the angels call God in heaven. It says God in heaven, in the Hebrew tongue, he is called Aravat. Aravat. That is nuts. Like they're not calling him Yahweh or Jehovah. They're calling him Aravat.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of that?
I have.
Okay, I'm going to continue to read it. Me neither. This is the first time I've ever heard of it. This is not Aravat. It refers to majestic celestial white elephant in Hindu. That's all it gives you is that.
I can't find nothing.
You can't find nothing on it. Wow. I was wondering. Can somebody throw that in Chat GPT? Has anybody got Chat GPT? Put that word in Chat GPT and see what it says. Gemini. Yes. So that was his name. Okay, wow. So we're going to continue to read. We're in chapter 21. We got about 20 more minutes. So it says, and the cherubim and the seraphim standing about the throne, the 6 wings, and the many-eyed ones do not depart, standing before the Lord's face, doing his will, and the cover of the whole throne, singing with gentle voices before the Lord's face. Holy, 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 Lord, ruler of the Sabbath, heavens of the earth, and are full of your glory. This is the song they sang. When I saw all these things, those men said to me, Enoch, thus far is it commanded us to journey with you. So the angels are saying God commanded us to journey with you. And those men went away from me, and thereupon I saw them not, and I remained alone at the end of the 7th heaven. So they left him alone, and became afraid, and fell on my face, and said to myself, woe is me, what has befallen me? And the Lord sent one of the glorious ones, and the archangel Gabriel. Gabriel's a bad dude. Dad just sent me something there.
That's what I found. I don't know if I spelt it right, but that's what I found.
Google doesn't give you shit on it. Wow.
No.
So Google doesn't give you God's true name. I
I found
need
it
to
on
write that
Google.
down. Did you?
Yeah, it's. Can you still hear me?
Can you read to me? Yeah, can you read to me what it says? Also the willow tree. It's also the willow tree. Oh, okay. Rhonda says it also mentions the willow tree. Okay, so I want to continue to read here. Do 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 do. Some of them came from falling face. As this, and the Lord said, Gabriel, okay. And he said to me, have courage, Enoch, do not fear. You hear that a lot in the Bible. Arise before the Lord's face into the eternity, and arise, come with me, and I sweared him, and it said in myself, my Lord, my soul is departed from me from the terror and the trembling that I called to the men who led me up in the place on them. I relied, and it is with them I go before the Lord's face, and Gabriel caught me up, and as a leaf caught me by the wind, and placed me before the Lord's face. See, it says, God says, no man shall see my face, because if you see my face, you die. You'd be alive or whatever. And it says, I saw the eighth heaven, which is called of the Hebrew tongue, Mizaloth. Muzaloth. Muzaloth? Yeah, Muzaloth, whatever. Changer of the seasons and the drought of the wet of the 12 constellations and the circle of the firmament, which are the 12 constellations. I want to look into that because astrology, were humans not meant to dabble with astrology, like mess with the moon and the stars and stuff? Like, I don't know. So anyway, it says, and the constellations of the circle of the firmament, which are above the seventh heaven, and I saw the ninth heaven, which is called the Hebrew Kuch, Kukavim. Kukavim is Kukavim. And where are the heavenly homes of the 12 constellations of the circle of the firmament? So the firmament, like scientists, they try to manipulate it. So they call it like the ozone layer and what's the different layers of the ozone layer. You know what I'm talking about? So it's that, but it's different layers of the firmament. So, wow. So we just realized the firmament has layers. Okay. So chapter 22. Let's see what time we got. A few minutes. On the 10th heaven, one of the top stairs. Okay, on the 10th heaven, which is called the Aravoth, I saw the appearance of the Lord's face, like iron made to glow in fire and brought out emitting sparks, and it burns. Thus, the moment of eternity, I saw the Lord's face, but the Lord's face was ineffable and marvelous and very awful and very, very terrible. Wow. And who am I to tell the Lord unspeakable being and of his very wonderful face, and I cannot tell the quantity of his many instructions, and the various voices of the Lord's throne is very great and not made with the hands, nor the quantity of those standing around him, troops of the cherubim and the seraphim, nor their incessant singing, nor his immutable beauty, and they shall tell of the ineffable greatness of his glory. I fell prone and bowed down, and the Lord with his lips said to me, have courage, Enoch, do not fear. arise and stand before the face of the eternity, and the orchestrage, orchestratage. Okay, the orchestratage. Michael lifted me up. Okay, yeah, the orchestra. Okay, the orchestratage. Michael lifted me up. Archangel Michael lifted me up and led me before the Lord's face. And the Lord said to me and to his servants, tempting them, let Enoch stand before my face into eternity, and to the glorious ones bowed down to the Lord and said, let Enoch go according to the Lord. And the Lord said to Michael, go forth, Enoch, from out of this his earthly garments and anointment. Oh man, this is where he's transforming. This is where he's transforming. Holy crap. This is what you've been smoking. I smoke a little bit of reefer, bud. That's about it. Is that okay with you? You gonna judge me? I hope you do. Cool. Anyway, This is, and Michael did, thus the Lord told him, he anointed me, and he dressed me, and he appearance me of the anointment, and is more than the great light, and his anointment is like the sweet dew, and it smells mild, shining like the sun's rays. And I looked at myself, and I was like transfigured. He straight up said that I was transfigured. Wow, this guy's being a fucking douche. Yeah, bye, motherfucker. Deuces. God, I can't stand people. Anyway, where was I? Okay, the sweet, you smell like sweet dew, and the smell mild, shining like the sun's ray. And I looked at myself, and I was like transfigured, one of his glorious ones. And the Lord summoned one of his archangels by the name Pravuel, whose knowledge was quicker. We good? Okay. Whose knowledge was quicker and wisdom than the other archangels, who wrote all the deeds of the Lord. And the Lord said to Previel, bring out the books from the storehouse and read of quick writing, and give it to Enoch, and deliver to him the choice of the comforting books out of your hand. So Enoch has been given some books, and he's been transformed. Like he's now one of God's like number ones. Like he's there. And it says, and he was telling me all these works of heaven and earth and the sea and all the elements of their passages.
God damn.
And what was that? You okay?
That was me? I thought my voice was off.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry, y'all. Forgive me, please.
We
That
can
was
hear
ugly.
you.
I'm turning it off.
We can all hear you. Anyway. Okay, hold on. And he was telling me all these works of heaven and the sea, and all the elements in their passages and goings, and the thunderings of the thunders, and the sun of the moon, and the goings of the changes of their stars, and the seasons of years, days, and hours of risings of the wind, and the numbers of the angels, and the formation of their songs, and all the human things that the tongue of every human song and life, and the commandments, instructions, and the sweet voice sings, and all these things that is and is fitting to learn. And Pravuel, this is an angel. This is the first one that I haven't seen with the word L in it. Like there's an L at the end of the name, but usually like there's Raphael, Michael, and then Gabriel, and then Uriel, and then Azrael. You know what I mean? There's like different. They all had L in the name of them. This one's just I-L. Pravuil. Praviel. And told me all these things that I have told you, that when have written, sit and write all the souls of mankind, however many of them, are born in the place prepared for them to eternity. for all souls are prepared to enter eternity before the formation of the world, and all double 30 days of the 30 nights. And I wrote all these things exactly, wrote 366 books. He just wrote the book of life. And listen to what he says. That's like the most spiritual thing I've taken from this so far. Wow. That's heavy. Like that just dropped on me like an anchor. I'm going to read that again. Wow. This is all things that I have told you we have written. Sit and write all the souls of mankind. That's all the people of the world, right? All the souls of mankind. However many of them are born, and the places prepared for them to eternity, for all souls are prepared to eternity before the formation of the world. We were created to be in eternity with God before the formation of the world. Yeah.
That is so amazing, bro. Wow.
So we were made to be in eternity, period. That which brings me to my next point. Hell was not made for humans. If you go to hell after you die or alive or whatever, that's because you did something like you chose pure separation from the Lord. You know what I mean? Like you chose that.
Can I add
Right.
something
Go ahead.
to this? Okay, so it's kind
Go
of
ahead.
interesting because when the woman was formed, like, and before she is like, as she is an egg and she becomes into a child's form, like becoming a female, all of her children are within her womb, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like
Right.
in his image, even the female form, you know what I mean? Like it's, I don't
Right.
know, it's correlating.
Right. So let me throw you a curveball here. Okay, I like to simplify things on the show. You've been here before, so you probably know I just kind of simplify shit. I've learned that when it comes to the female, like you just said, the whole female thing, I don't know exactly what you just said. I heard you, but I don't know. I can't repeat it. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, what I can tell you is, oh shit, that's not okay. So anyway, whenever this happened, when God puts a baby in the belly, now a spirit can mess with the mother, okay, and try to fuck with the baby, but he can't fuck with the baby because it's inside water. Water is something very, very particular to a baby and a mother. There's something about that water inside that sack that the baby floats around in.
Memory.
I don't know.
It's
I
memory.
read something about it the other day.
Memory
It's
is
what?
identical. It's memory. Water holds
Okay, well,
Water
it's
holds
water.
memory.
Okay, now check this out. We're about to read the Ethiopian Bible here in the next few weeks because we're almost done with this one. We're like more than halfway through it. So once we get through this, we're going to jump into the Ethiopian Bible. We're going to learn. I'm going to show it to you real quick.
Man,
We're gonna
I just
learn.
read something out of there, bro. I really want to tell you. Look,
Pray underwater.
No,
Listen
look,
to Cat
in the
Williams.
Ethiopian
Cat Williams
Bible,
talks
bro,
about praying underwater.
I saw
look,
a
no, in the
video.
Ethiopian Bible, bro, Jesus says after I think it was after he came back to life, he went to his disciples and he told them that he said that people will sell my name and my picture. He said people will think that they will find me in stone temples that will crumble. But the kingdom of heaven is
Yep.
not found between four walls, but found within. He said, but you find heaven within, or some shit like this. Says
Right.
something. It was really powerful, bro. And it was
Ma'am,
real
up there in the corner,
eye-opening.
can you do me a favor and repeat what you said a minute ago? So I want a better understanding of what you said.
Huh?
Are you talking
Miss
to me?
up here in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So are we
You.
talking about the womb?
Yes.
So the mother's
Yes.
womb,
Yes.
she carries. Okay, so she will carry her lineage line before she's even born. She will carry her
Right.
children's children.
Yes.
So the correlation is really deep when it comes to that, because you think about like how we were thought about before, you know what I mean? Like there was a plan for us before anything was ever made, like the earth was made, anything like that. So the correlation of how he made woman and her womb to be fruitful in that
I
idea.
know. I get that. Like, okay, I want to make a joke here. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're all adults. So I was joking with my wife one day. I had read that, and then our doctor, when we were having our baby, told me how my wife carries not only our kids but our kids as kids. You know what I mean? All those eggs and all that stuff. How it all works, like you just said. So we were driving down the road one day, and I looked at my wife, and I got all three of my daughters in the car, and I'm looking at my wife, and I started laughing, and she's like, "What's so funny?" I said, "How's it feel to know that everybody in this car has been inside you at one point in time?" She about died laughing. She's like, "You're so ignorant."
So it's kind of crazy because during the Crusades, also, they must have known something about this, because they even wanted to know like four generations of the matriarch line, when they were coming
Yep.
up with names and different things like that. So something had to have been known about the matriarchal line and how it carries a specific lineage and a memory. It's weird because even our DNA testing that they do specifically, it will go through the mother's DNA.
Yeah.
It's very crazy.
And hey, Siren X, whatever that is. I've been on here for this channel has been on for just a couple months. And then yeah, I've been on here tonight. I've been on here about 30, 40 minutes. I haven't been on here that long. But yeah, we're definitely getting into some of the more twists and turns and the level ups and the transfigurations and all this stuff. Eh, tomorrow night we're gonna read. We'll start at 9:15 tomorrow night. We'll start kind of early. Tonight I started late because I was doing other things. But tomorrow night we're gonna start off in chapter 24 of the second book of Enoch. So yeah, it's getting heavy, and we're like I said, we're almost through it. So we're getting there. But yeah, you guys tune in tomorrow night, and like if you guys got any more things you want to discuss real quick, I'm down. I'm catch a buzz anyway. But is there anything you guys want to talk about that we've read that you guys want to like reminisce over? And Jay, you just said you read something crazy. What was it that you read that was so crazy?
I told you, man. I was reading the Ethiopian Bible, and
Sorry,
like
my
they say
ADHD
that.
glitches on me, so I don't remember all the time.
So like the Western world, us, we say they make you think that you got to go to church and shit like that, right?
Right?
Jesus said that Jesus said that man will sell his name. They will
Yes,
profit from
yes.
him. And he said that we're
Churches,
not
what do they
supposed
do?
to
They
worship
sell his
any
name.
images. But mainly what it said is like man will put a price on my name. He said they will sell my name in my face, and they will profit. He said they'll profit from it. He said they will be false prophets preaching, telling you that
Right?
God is inside of a church, and he said in heaven is found up in this whatever. He said, but the kingdom of God is found within, and it says something about in between
Yep.
your thoughts and your. He told you
Right?
exactly, and he said people that stray away. He said the only way that you can come back is you have to cancel the thoughts, cancel
Right.
the he said there is a way to come back, but from it all. But he said you have to repent, and the bad things that you think, you have to cancel those things away and don't
Yep.
act
Yep.
on it. I don't know. You got to read that shit, dog.
Amen.
Look at it. But it was some shit that's
So
been
there
hidden.
uh somebody asked for a quick summary. Google the Book of Enoch comment. Oh, that's okay. Anyway, so the quick summary to sum up what we've read from day one is right now we're in chapter 24 of the second book of Enoch. What we've read so far, it started out with where the fallen angels, and they were the fathers of the first giants, the Nephilim, and these first giants measured up to 450 to 500 foot tall. Back in those days, they measured in cubits. Okay. Oh, a sum up for tonight. Tonight was Enoch's transfiguration into a celestial being to be with God right there, and he was given a book to help create the book of life with all of men's souls written in it, all the name of the men's souls and it says we were written in eternity before the world was even brought into existence, which I found amazing. So we were written into the book of life before the world even existed. If your name gets taken out of the book of life, it's because you did something to truly offend the Lord. That's pretty much what it said. Plain and simple. That sums up tonight's lesson.
Maybe separation of God is to not exist.
Yes. Total separation from God is what you do not want. You do not want that. Period. That's a bad, bad deal. That's complete and total darkness for the rest of your life. Torture. Nope. I don't want no part.
No part
But
of it.
yeah, I will be here tomorrow night at 9:15 Central, and I'm looking forward to getting more into this book. We are almost through it, guys. Like we are right there. And then I'm so excited, so excited. I'm going to guys give you just a preview, and I'm going to take a picture of these two here before I go to bed, just so everybody gets an idea of what we're going to get into. So we have the Ethiopian Bible we're going to rip into, okay? We have the Jewish Torah we're going to tear into, okay? And we also have the Muslim Quran. We're going to rip into that. So stick around, and we got more books coming. I ordered a Gnostic Bible and Agnostic Bible, and I got a Mormon Bible coming, and I got a Jehovah's Witness Bible coming. So, it's going to be, we're reading everything. We're going to get to know on so many different spiritual levels, and it's time to grow, baby. Time to grow. That's all I can say. Time to grow. You know?
Time to grow. My mom, I was raised in a Pentecostal church. My great grandparents.
Yeah. Hello.
They would get so frustrated or not know what to say that they would just shut up and leave. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, I get that. But any guys, I'm gonna. What's that?
I just
Go
wanted
ahead.
to ask a question. Do you ever think that, like, when we were being taught in school about, like, Mount Olympus and Zeus and all those, that maybe, like, I kind of sometimes think that maybe that was, like, the cast down angels. Do you know what I mean? Because then they had their Nephilim, different things like that. And it always made me think, like, we're not allowed to talk about God, but then you'll teach us about this. Do you know what I mean?
Right, you're right. It's a deception. You're right. You're absolutely right. And it says in the book of Enoch, in the first book, and in the very beginning of it, when it talks about the fight between it gets to the point where the Nephilim were so evil and so ignorant that God literally, like, did something to their minds, basically did a mind trick on them, and he turned them on each other, and there was a great war between them, and the Greeks would call that the Clash of the Titans. The Battle of the Olympians against their fathers, the Kronos, and all his, that was, and the fallen angels, their fathers was forced to watch them destroy each other. It was a whole crazy part of the first book. So yeah, you're not wrong. And Greek mythology and Christianity run hand in hand, no matter how they want to twist it, because in the Bible itself, it talks about Jesus spoke to Hades, and he spoke to the souls in Hades. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hey, quick question.
It all ties in. Go ahead.
I'm new. I've been watching for a while, just on the sidelines, and I just wanted to say hey, and I'm glad to be here, and I like what y'all are doing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, bro. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, guys, I am gonna get off here. I got a family I gotta hang out with tonight and tomorrow. So God bless, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 9:15. Okay.
Y'all have a blessed night.
God bless.
Amen.
Blessed
Good
night.
night.
Good night.